Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to epic.LAN. This is epic.LAN, unlike you've seen before. Everything is being done remotely, everything is being done online. We're making the best of a bad situation, but I'm here to present to you Through the WANHole. If you have never heard of the show Through the Keyhole, it's basically what Through the WANHole is based on. We're going to be taking you guys and our two participants, Juix and Juix, who I will introduce in a moment. We're going to be showing you guys some footage of people's setups, their desks, their rigs, and Juix and Shu are going to have to try and figure out who exactly it is. So yeah, we're going to be showing them 4 videos, and they've got to guess whose setups they are based on those 4 videos. Each video is around 30 seconds. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you my 2 guests, Juix and Shu.
Hello,
everyone. Guys. Juix, Shu, would you like to just introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about yourselves to the people who may not know you that are watching on Twitch chat right now?
I'm going to let Shu go first.
I was like just thinking of something, thinking of something cool.
Well, you do airsoft stuff. That's pretty damn cool.
Oh wait, that's about me. Unless does Juix he airsoft as well?
No, I mean I do utilize compressed air, but in a different way. I do scuba diving. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think that I'm learning a lot from Twitch chat then. So, how long have you guys been attending epic.LANs? Tell us a bit about your role at epic.LAN and whatnot, so people could get a better understanding of you guys as a whole, I guess.
Sure. Like, so I think my first epic was like epic 9. I'm happy to say, actually, sat next to me, I've got the epic 11 Call of Duty 4 Winners Trophy. Look at that. Boom. Oh, you can see a reflection of the screen in it. Look at that there. That was the last ever epic where there was a COD 4 tournament, so I'm really happy that we got that trophy. We may or may not have been the only team that entered, which may have meant that we got the trophy kind of for free. However, I did win in rock, paper, scissors against the rest of the team to decide who got to keep the trophy. So that I did actually win on the day. But yeah, epic has always been like a kind of, I don't know, a pilgrimage, as it were. And it's really great seeing it just kind of grow and get better and better. And if you're watching online, if you haven't come to epic yet, welcome to like kind of, this is like about, you know, say 50%, maybe around that of what epic is. But when you're there at epic, it's just, well, it's epic, isn't it? So make sure you get yourselves down to when we can be in close vicinity to everyone again.
Yeah, we're obviously very, very much so hoping that it's the next one, which, you know, in October. So yeah, definitely get down. For myself, obviously, Juix, I work in the management team, sort of overseeing as best as I can the technical aspect of the event, putting on the network and assisting with anything I can, really. Obviously, we've got a team that sort of helps out, so it's not just myself. As we all know, it's not just clearly not a one-person event. It's a massive team that goes into putting these things on. So. In terms of what I do, I do my best to sort of oversee the technical aspect, as it were. Mate, that's me, really.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you've been finding the transition from, obviously you help with like the network and setting up of Epic and whatnot. I believe, aren't you in HQ right now?
I am, yes. So I am in HQ. We've got a few people here from the management team, obviously very, very much so keeping to social distancing, doing our best to sort of run the show. There's a few things that sort of, you know, that from a management perspective, there's a few things that sort of can't be done remotely. And so that's what we're trying to sort of achieve is getting everybody here that needs to be here from a production and practical point of view. So that's what we're doing. So I am in Epic HQ. Yeah, there's a few of us here, sort of, as I said, doing our best.
You've been doing a fantastic job. I cannot stress this enough. The fact that Epic did not give up on the whole concept of providing something for the community. We've done the best that we can, and if I may say so myself, the team have done a damn good job of it too.
Yes, definitely. Everybody, you know, everyone has done so much to sort of bring this together, which is awesome. So much effort involved from every person that's involved in epic.LAN at the moment. It's a really good effort, and you know, I'm sure I speak for the whole management team and everybody that, you know, it's massive round of applause for everybody that's done so much to make this happen, because, you know, it's tough times. So we're doing what we can to make it happen, and you know, it's about putting on a show for our faithful attendees. Really, you know, it's just, you know, making sure the show runs. You know, that's what we do.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to bring it back to the actual show, Through the WANHole.
Yeah.
How confident are you feeling? Shoot, I'm seeing you look that way and that way at either of us, and it makes me think that you're actually looking at me in real life.
I'm just making it a bit more like, you know, as if we are all next to each other. So I may just, like, you know, to me, I'm looking at the wall, but in here I can see you sat there looking over there, Juix. I can see you there as well, looking handsome as ever. So it's worked out quite nicely that I'm in the middle, so I can still just kind of like look at each of you. So yeah.
Yeah.
How confident are you guys feeling about guessing people's setups? Have you seen many people in the community's setups and environments that they kind of game in?
Is it like going to be multiple choice?
No. So you're going to be shown 4 videos. Each video is around 30 seconds.
Okay.
And at the end of it, you guys can kind of hazard a guess. It could be anybody. Okay. Absolutely anybody.
Cool.
How confident?
In terms of confidence, I you know, like, you know, moderate. I'll go moderate. You know, you walk around, you know, LAN when it happens, and you get to see people's desks. So it really depends on if the videos entail what they bring to LAN. Really.
Ooh.
That's, you know, that's what I'll be looking for, is if things I recognise when, you know, walking around the arena or lakeside, or if it's the other events like Fair Isle, Portland. You know, it just depends on what people bring, and if the videos have the same thing.
All right, so without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it, and I'll show you guys your first clip.
Okay, Panda. Nice. Little epic. There's an epic badge there. Okay, cool. So that's a staffer, I believe.
Yes, and that yeah, okay.
They've been to quite a few. So that's quite a few. So 2018, 15, 2014 is what. Look at that. Oh.
There you go. There's your clip. So tell me, guys, what do you take from this person's characteristics, the kind of person they might be?
I would say, do you want to go first? Let's see what you've Sherlock Holmes from that.
So that badge, it's like the wristbands for one thing. I think the little medallion, we'll call it, I know for a fact signifies 3 epics in a row for last year. So that person has definitely staffed 3 epics last year. So that's, as far as I know, that's the only clue that I can sort of give so far. So that person has definitely staffed last year for all 3 events, because that's what that particular medallion signifies. As for the rest of it, it's... Yeah.
What about you, Shu?
So I'm gonna go. I think that the person's quite creative. It looked like there was a lot of coloring things in the room on the shelves. It looked like it was quite purpose built for that too. So I'd say coloring and /art is going to be a part of their personality. So quite creative. There's a lot of cuddly toys. I definitely own, you know, a few, but I think that the red panda is something that would probably signify more a female person. I mean, we all bloody love red pandas, don't get me wrong there. But I think in terms of owning a cuddly red panda, I think that's probably more like a lady thing as opposed to a manly thing. So I think we're probably in, you know, the territory of a lovely lady who's staffed quite a lot, who's also quite creative.
Okay, all right. And what if it's a guy? And you've just made that presumption?
Then mad respect for the red panda. Like, what can I say? It's cute as hell, and you know, yeah, respect for that.
I mean, dude, I have a cuddly koala. So.
Yeah. See, look, I'd say it matches your accent, doesn't it?
That's why I have that.
And do you have any thoughts on how it was actually set up and the organization side of things?
It was very structured. I mean, to be fair, I mean the closeness of, I think, the objects of significance, as I say, the medallion and the wristbands. I mean, there's not someone who just goes and cuts their wristbands off. They take it off hair and then are able to place it. So that then gives them, I guess, as you said, an organizational kind of purpose. I mean, there's a few people I could think of that. I mean, nothing I can put my finger on right now. So I think we have to see the rest of the videos, to be perfectly honest. We'll see how we go.
So let's get into it and show you guys the next video.
Oh, lots of USB devices. There's some gaming USBs there as well. SD card. God, they're bloody using everything, aren't they? Cabled internet. Star-Lord. Owen. Oh, look at that. Okay, so they're a collector. Enjoy their Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. Interesting. The MacBook, though, that throws me off because everybody knows that real gamers don't use Macs, so they're probably more production-y.
I don't think that's a MacBook, I'll be perfectly honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you make of all the USB devices that were plugged in? Does that kind of give you guys any clues or hints?
It gives me a little bit of a clue. Like everyone's got sort of USB hubs. I mean, to be fair, that USB hub looked pretty dope. So if I could have that, I mean, I'd buy it off Amazon in a second. But yeah, no, I've got still basically next to no idea really. All I know is that I think I mean, objection obviously. I just don't think it's a MacBook. So
interesting.
We'd have to see more.
Do we get to see them again? Like, do we get to see the little videos again? I feel like I swear there's something inside me that's like it's a MacBook. Like potentially like the way the speakers are set up, we could tell if it's not. Or the power plug. Was there like a standard like Windows based kind of like angle?
For me, it was definitely part of the power plug. I mean, a power plug for a Mac is typically different. The cable's usually white, as Apple tends to do with your iPhone cable, your AirPods, everything seems to be white. I would err on the side of like maybe an MSI or a HP sort of goes.
Okay.
With like a black power cable. I don't know. There's no way to really tell. I'm perfectly honest. It was a glimpse of something. But the pop dolls threw me off completely. I don't. There's only. There's only.
Sorry, really quick. You guys won't be able to get replays of the footage. This means you've got to be paying very, very close attention.
I'm going to start writing notes down.
No,
feel free to.
It's all good.
I'm going to start making some notes. I feel like that was probably more like I think that's probably potentially a male setup, just purely from the amount of peripherals. Poor cable management. I think that's probably more that side of things.
I
respectfully disagree on that one.
Okay. Interesting.
The Funko Pops themselves, did you guys notice any specific Funko Pops that stood out to you that might give you an indication as to whether it was a male or a female, maybe?
See, that they were all kind of like, I think they were all male characters or quite a lot of them anyway. So that could be, either from the lady side being like, yeah, hot. Or it could be the other side of like, they're cool, I aspire to be like that. Like on my shelf, I think my shelf's a little bit mixed. I've got a bird person from Rick and Morty for some reason. I think he was the only one in stock at the time. I've got Mrs. Potts, and I've got Cat Diaz and a couple of Magic the Gathering people. So I've got quite a varied pop figure collection. So I don't think mine you'd be able to really tell. I mean, does anyone else here have Mrs. Potts? Raise a hand if you've got Mrs. Potts.
I don't have any of the collection at all, mate. But so I think that you can't really tell from the collection itself because the collection could be varied for whatever the person is interested in, whether it be male or female. I think you're more likely to sort of get more information from their personal setup, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, how about you guys remember what I said? No replay. So pay very close attention to this next.
Are you sure? Like, can we call a friend or like 50-50?
Absolutely not.
Like, oh god.
Let's bring up the next video.
This is the same desk as the first one.
Yeah, it's all the same person. You get shown 4 videos.
Oh, I thought it was someone. I thought it was different people. Oh, okay.
No, it's all the same person, mate. We get a few videos of the same person. We got a guest at the end.
Oh, okay, I got it. So I thought we did multiple people. Okay, this is good. Look at that.
Told you it wasn't a MacBook.
Definitely not a Mac. What's that, Rust? No. Is that Arc, maybe? Little Pikachu there. Okay. I feel like I'm potentially getting an idea. I've got like 2 names in my head at the minute.
Yeah, I've got a few. I wouldn't, mate. If you're doing 2, mate, then you fair play. I mean, I've got a few. Yeah.
All right, so let's discuss. Are you any closer to deciding whether it's a male or a female?
Yeah, I feel like it's more because the second one as well. I'd say that in terms of the color scheme of the room, it looked very more like maley, because we're quite boring and just white and black, as you can probably tell from it here. Like if you ask a bloke to go and buy bed sheets, I guarantee you he's probably going to pick something that's black and white oriented. We're just we're simple creatures. We've got simple desires, and I think that that kind of was a little bit of a. For me, was a little bit of a okay. I feel like I could dig that, but the other 2 clips, they are a bit more on the more lady side for me. I think.
What about you, Juix? Any thoughts?
To be honest, apart from just sort of confirming that it wasn't a MacBook, I'm still struggling.
Did you guys see anything on the desk that maybe stood out to you? I know I saw a few things on the desk that could have acted as potential.
I mean, I definitely noticed the coaster, so like a pony. So someone who's definitely into horses or ponies or something like that. I mean, you don't get a coaster with something like that on if you weren't, if it wasn't something that you knew or wanted to do or have done. Other than that, I'm just trying to think of a few people that I can put my name to. Put the name to. Sorry.
And what did you guys make of the little Pikachu? It looked like it was knitted.
It was crocheted.
Yeah.
It looked cute. Yeah.
So do you guys know of anybody that does crocheting or? Do you think they maybe did it themselves or bought it?
It's tricky that. I mean, I think you can get lots of things like that available on Etsy and whatnot. But I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing somebody crocheting at LAN.
Because you go to LAN events to play games, Stu.
Yeah, you crochet at home. LAN is for games, man.
Yeah, no, exactly. But you should have the crochet room and set it up.
No, I don't. No, apart from my wife, who I know is definitely not a participant. I can't think of anyone who crochets.
Would you guys like another video?
I'd love it. I would love one.
Take it away.
Oh. A weekly planner. There was a team picture there. Oh, AK rates. Should have been a noble chair.
But it's good that we test it. I need a dash. Cool. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Right. How many more videos do we have left?
Well, that was your last video, and the final video is going to be the big reveal. So this is you guys' opportunity and final chance to make final guesses.
Do we get one guess each? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Talk to me a little bit before you make your guesses, though. as to how you reached your conclusion, what factors you saw in different videos that lead you to believe that it could be this person.
So they're very proud. Oh, okay, cheers, dude. So I'd say they're very, very proud about their, as we all are, about their epic heritage. I'd say that they are definitely a core, integral part of the event, and a member of, like, you could say, like the kind of like the core team there. They are a creative person, as they had like the Wacom tablet there, so they do artwork, digital artwork, potentially physical in the form of crochet as well. But we also did see like pens and stuff, so they are quite an artistic person. It looks like they game on a laptop, so may not be like the most, people are probably going to hate me for this, may not be the most hardcore of gamers, but still enjoy playing games on a laptop nonetheless, which, to be fair, can make you even more hardcore, for certain reasons. So they've definitely got the the Corsair keyboard and mouse on there, fully RGB lit up, so that's good, and also a blanket over the window darkening the room. As you know, as being gamers, we generally like to live in cave-like rooms, so we can just be lit by our monitors and that. So they definitely play games, core part of the team. I still would go edging on the lady side, and they're creative and arty too. So for me, that brings, from my interpretation, I've got a core name at the moment. I'm confident.
Go on, make your guess.
I think it may be Mrs. Winkle. I think it may be Squirrel.
Okay, interesting. I like your reasoning and explanation behind it. Or how about you, Juix?
Basically, for me, I had my impressions from the first video when I saw the USB adapter. I mean, I've seen it before. Also, the second video, which I've seen the USB hard drive, which looked like an external hard drive. And then the third video, I saw the tablet. So, to be perfectly honest, Shu is exactly on the money, mate.
Oh!
It's Squirrel. I can guarantee you it's Squirrel.
Oh! You can guarantee very bold words. All right.
That's just from what I've seen in the last event. You know, I just, unless I'm completely wrong and someone else has got the same peripherals, you know, I'm surprised we didn't see like a Chris Pratt background or something on the laptop.
All right, last chance, guys. If you want to change your decisions, you can do so now.
I'm happy to stick. If I've got inside knowledge telling me that I've the hard drive ownership and peripherals and stuff, I'm sticking Squirrel all the way.
All right, let's have our big reveal and see who the mystery person is.
Hey!
Boom!
Yeah! Oh, look at that. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm so proud.
Hello.
Well done, guys. Welcome, Squirrel.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too shabby. Thanks. So tell me, what did you make of all their comments about your setup and all the clues that they were given?
It's amazing how many people on practice have thought that my MSI laptop is a MacBook because it's silver. But yeah, no, pretty much spot on. To be fair, I can't really say anything about that. But yeah.
So, do you do crochet?
I don't. That was a streamer that I follow on Twitch, and she's recently started doing crochet things, and she made that for me as a payment for some emotes that I made for her. So we did a bit of an art. We did a bit of an art trade, and she made that for me. That's
very nice. Well, what did you make of? I believe it was Shu's comment about your cable management.
My cable management is usually better and tidier than that. However, I'd recently had the Wacom tablet, so with all the new plugging in that needed to be done, I had to quickly buy a new USB extender, and it was a case of just plug it in where I had a space to plug it in, and it wasn't really very organised at that point when I did the filming.
Were you surprised that Juix recognised the USB
No, not at all, because he saw it literally this morning when I was setting up at HQ. So he's literally sat right behind me. So yeah, he'd already seen that.
I'll be perfectly honest. If I did not see it this morning, I would have had absolutely zero idea. Like, I wouldn't have got it perfectly.
Did he point it out to you specifically as well and ask about it, or did he just see it?
No, well, he actually specifically said, "Oh, I need to get myself one of those," and I was like, "Okay."
and I'll be perfectly clear and honest, right? I've been steering away from anything to do with any of the production guys and anything to do with this specifically because I can't see the clips. Yeah. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, "You're absolutely bloody kidding me." I had it in the first video, but I just wasn't sure because other people can obviously have the same ones. So the next one, I probably guarantee you, I'm not going to get it. The next video, I got no idea.
Well, you guys have done a fantastic job. Squirrel, thank you for joining us. Let's move straight on to the next mystery contestant.
Ooh.
See how you guys get on.
Thanks, Squirrel.
Thanks, Squirrel.
Oh, okay.
More dolls. Oh my god.
Carly toy. Is that Gundam? It looks like Gundam.
It's the same person.
Tons of Adventure Time. It's like a shelf for Adventure Time. Transformers at the bottom there. There's some original ones there as well. So I would say we're probably looking at a bit of an older person potentially.
Someone who's into cameras.
Oh, as well, yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Thoughts? Who wants to go first? Give me any initial thoughts before I probe you for questions.
Go on, Juix. You go first on this one.
There's one name that springs to mind straight away, but I just don't have enough to be able to sort of say anything, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Any initial thoughts about the types of Funko Pops that they had, and
To be honest, no, I don't. I don't own any, so I don't really know.
Oh,
I really don't.
Get that man some pop figures now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some. I've seen some, and I just thought, maybe I could do with some. But every person's taste is different, so you can't really sort of just go, straight up who they are based on what they have. I don't. I've got a name or two in mind based on some of the things I saw in the stack. Namely the cameras, but I can't put a name on it. I really can't. So.
A name or two already after the first.
Yeah, that'd be wrong.
He's good at this.
It's probably wrong, to be perfectly honest. But I just one or two names spring to mind. That's all.
How about you, Shu? Tell me some things that stood out to you, opinions you might have about this person already.
So I'd say they're very organised, or they're last minute, depending on how much time they had to tidy up and prep before putting everything neatly together. They had different shelves for different universes of stuff. Of course, you had original Transformers at the bottom, and that would lead me to be thinking the person was probably more top end of 20, early 30s in age. I think the majority of what we saw was probably inching more towards the male side of it. Probably production-y background as well because of the cameras on there as well. Of course, you've got both instant in the Polaroids and also 35mm in the film. So somebody, again, probably creative in that aspect.
To have that range of... Sorry to interrupt, but those range of cameras, as you said, mate, it makes you think someone who's definitely photography orientated.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that's where I'm at the minute. I mean, I could be wrong. I think we could have some future video clips that will change the idea of that. But at the minute, they're very well organized. They've got a broad interest, going from Adventure Time to classic Transformers. I mean, I can respect that as well. I've got myself a Hot Rodimus right here. Well, technically he's Hot Rod.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Look at that. It's not an original, but it's original of the remake one that is technically original. So I'm not going to say how much he was. because it's more than you should be. But anyway, yeah. So I can respect that. So yeah, I think at the minute, like I think I've got an idea, but it kind of goes against one of my key points. So I'm just going to write that down now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some more information.
All right, let's give you just that with the next clip.
Okay. Cuddlies, Flamingo. They go to tons of events. Assassin's Creed on there too. Big Hero 5.
Hang on. Oh, okay.
Black and white color scheme. Assassin's Creed. Ooh.
Ooh. What do you make of the cuddly toys?
Personally, for me, I don't see anything I recognise. For me, it was more the lanyards that I saw hanging off side. Again, I'm sort of as I speak, I'm trying to, in my head, think of what those lanyards were. I saw one that potentially was like a Blizzard lanyard. It looked like, I could be wrong. So that's what I'm trying to piece together in my head. Again, as Shu said, someone's very organized. You know, they keep their memorabilia, whether it be LAN event or external event, they keep it all together in one room. So it's someone who I think maybe has a particular place for all these things, like myself. I keep everything in my study, my office. I keep my lanyards and my gaming PC, and everything is in the one room. It's not spread through the house. I'm just trying to piece together who that might be.
What about you, Shu? I know that you picked out a few key things, such as the Big Hero 5 DVD.
I think that I'm probably more, at the moment anyway, more inclined to go with the current name I've got in my head.
And is the current name that you have male or female?
It's female. It's female.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going against what I originally thought. Again, like the color scheme of it, it's all very like neutral in terms, and I think that's definitely like a bit more of like a male color scheme to have. But at the same time, I don't know. There's lots of nice, like, you know, sprinklings around of what I would probably be more inclined to say would be like lady things. So
yeah. I mean, I don't speak for every male, but I know my organization is nowhere near that level. You know, like it does seem like it's and the colors as well. I mean, you know, again, you have to just sort of assume on what you know.
So does that mean that you're both in agreement that you think that this person could be a female?
I think so. I mean, if it's not, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. Don't get me wrong. But it's, you know, gut instinct based on the person that I think it might be. Because I already have an idea in my head who that is, I think it's female. But, you know, again, it doesn't mean it is if it's not. You know, it could be completely someone else. It's more my personal perspective on who I think it is. Sort of gears me towards that.
Let's delve a little bit deeper and see whether or not your opinions of this person can change with the next clip.
Cool. Sick artwork there.
Very nice.
Snowball, so probably just streaming.
What's on the right-hand side?
Nice monitors.
Okay, overclockers.
Probably do a bit of streaming. Is that a Nivea and a Vaseline tub on the table too?
Vaseline.
It's only a little one for your lips. It's a little one. Overclockers mug on the side. So they care about having skincare and nice lips. What
did you make of the posters?
They were sick.
They were nice, but I've never seen them before, so I don't know.
They may be Devil May Cry. Potentially, like especially with the white, black, red color scheme. I think it could potentially be like kind of artisty, Devil May Cry. Yeah, but they were very cool. They were nice.
Yeah.
What about the setup itself? Any clues that you saw in the setup?
The monitor speakers for me, like, so that's someone who, again, either production or they're an audiophile, or they'd like to do like audio, music-y kind of mixing / production. So that's potentially, and with the snowball mic as well, I'd say it's very few people that get a decent mic purely just so when they're on like VoIP with their mates playing games, they have a nice experience. Generally, you just sit with like a headphone mic, and they can enjoy robot voice as much as they do. But I think that so they do a little bit of either production, or they're a caring person because they want everyone to hear their sultry voice all nicely.
I tend to agree completely. For me, I think what I saw was, again, the mic itself. You're 100% correct. Someone who just doesn't deal with, like myself, just a headset mic.
What about the way in which the video was filmed? You guys saw some cameras on the shelf earlier on in the video. Did you notice how smooth the filming of their setup in this video was?
Yep, very much so. Again, the name that I thought originally has changed from the first video to the last video. Within the same category, don't get me wrong, but the name has changed. So
the smooth filming of the clip itself, does that influence your decision and your opinion of the person in any way?
Yeah, I think so. To be honest, I'm not going to lie, it's more that the fact that you mentioned it, actually. I didn't notice how smooth the video was because it was so smooth, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But now you've mentioned it, and yes, it does. And it takes me, as I said, away from the person I initially thought it was to the person I now think it is. So,
what about you, Shu?
So I'm not too sure because I didn't. Usually I'm quite, because I've got like quite a production background. If I look at something and I see it's super smooth, I'll be like, "Ooh, that's like," I'll get this little nice little "Ooh, that's nice." But I think that it may just be because you get so many devices these days that have a lot of image stabilization built in. So I think it's much more common these days for you to get generally a little bit smoother footage without having to expressly have the kit for it. Like, with the GoPros, they've got like really, really good IBIS, like in-body image stabilization. And like, even these like £28 kind of rip-off GoPros they've got like a digital stabilization built in too. So, and most phones as well, I think, have some form of stabilization or another. So I don't think it could potentially lead us to production like that smoothness plus the cameras, but I don't think it's necessarily something which could be a deciding factor. Like, I think at the minute that the Transformers for me is something which is it's a sticking point, because that kind of takes that one thing. I guess because I always saw like Transformers as being like a manly man cartoon. So for somebody to have, especially like original Transformers on a shelf, that would lead me to be like, they like this really cool, robots killing robots and that kind of thing. If it was more like a lady setup, I'd expect them to have an RC, which was like the only female Transformer that there was. I mean, but there wasn't there. So I think that's a bit of a telling thing. But then everything else, I'm getting kind of like lady vibes. So I don't know. It's really difficult, this one.
Would you like another video clip to help you decide?
Yes.
This is going to be your final clip, and then we'll...
I think Shu's got the insight here, mate. He's thought about this very deeply, I think. He's got this one in the bag, I reckon.
It's all in the detail, guys.
Okay, so they definitely stream because they've got all the Funko, they've got all their collection stuff behind them, and their cameras facing them.
Behind them. Yeah.
So they stream. They got a little MSI Dragon up the top there, all of their lanyards for the events, gaming chair, overclockers, and that. So they definitely. What's coming up on this? Oh no! So what's that?
What's that?
Rogue stuff, a little towel.
See me, I turn my head sideways to try and see what.
Shu, you look lost. What's wrong?
I'm just trying to think of like. So it could just be like anyone that goes to Epic. It could be anyone that goes to Epic.
It could be anyone.
Yeah, honestly, I've got one name, and the only name I can think of. If it's not that person, I could not think of anyone. Not that it's not anyone else, but from my perspective, if it's not that person, I would have absolutely zero idea.
Have you got
zero.
any more indications as to whether you think it's male or female? How about we start off with that?
Nothing that's been said before, honestly.
Okay, so are you sticking with the fact, do you think it's male or female right now?
I'm saying female. White is a very neutral color. It can be used both ways. Pop dolls, again, it's to personal taste. It's up to what the person likes. It does not signify male or female. The whole room seemed very white, which is such a neutral color. You don't know. You've got absolutely no idea. I mean, like, my room is white, and my wife's room is also white. You know, it's for me, it's not an indication.
What about the fact that, Shu, you had said earlier that you don't think that this person is necessarily like a production-y person of the stabilization of the video, but what about all the DVDs you saw? There were a lot of DVDs there.
They are, yeah. They definitely have like a film interest, but it's so difficult trying to like figure out and trying to get that kind of just work out who it is. Like it's because the thing at the minute that I'm trying to like that I'm caught on is they've got all of their their collectibles and interests on the wall behind them, and they definitely create content. So it's just trying to work out who. I'm trying to think if I've like recognized that backdrop before in a stream, so then I can then be like, oh, it's that person.
Mate, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to think back in my head for streams or videos for Epic or any kind of thing I've seen as I'm walking through desks. Or it's really hard to sit here within the moment and try and think back through so many visual kind of memories you've got of Epic stream.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an easy task. So yeah, it's I can see what you mean, mate. It's hard to sit there and just go, I know who that is.
Yeah, it really is, man.
How about you, Talus? Do you think at this moment in time, well, you guys have to make your final decisions for this turn. So do you want to start off by explaining who you think it might be and your reasoning behind it?
Well, I went first last time, so
okay.
I'm gonna sneak a few extra seconds of thinking.
I'm going to assume that was obviously our last video. So I'm going to go a very risky move potentially, and it's very likely wrong. I mean, the last one, as I said, was a no-brainer for me. This one, I've absolutely, legitimately got absolutely NFI. Couldn't really say with certainty. But I'm going to go with Mandy from our production team.
Okay, what's your reasoning behind that?
The cameras, for one. Basically, the cameras and the organization. I was also going to say, if I may, sort of suggest a secondary as Wild Viper, but I don't know if I've seen him on stream before, and I didn't feel that the background, the rest of the room in the second and third video matched kind of what I've seen in his streams when I'm talking to him and on video. So as I said, I'm going to stick with Mandoid. I don't think it's Wild Viper, and if I'm wrong, well, that's going to be in the teeth. But yeah, I think it's Mandoid for me personally.
Interesting. How about you, Shu?
I think I'm gonna go for stealth.
Okay, reasoning.
Sure.
Because I don't like. I mean, it's like the kind of like streamy content-y stuff that I'm like kind of stuck on. It's not Hayden, because there's no like proper. I was when I saw the monitor speakers, I was like, maybe it could be Hayden.
There's no rum bottles on the
There's no. Yeah. There's no like like sunglasses around the place and flowery shirts or anything like that I can see. So I'm like, nah. I don't think it's Viper. Like I think he's got a lot of kind of like brownie kind of like wood stuff going on in his kind of spaces. So I think it's a bit too flat color wise. And the only thing I can really think of is like maybe it's stealth because he does do a lot of kind of like green screen in his streams. So maybe behind the green screen,
it's actually hard to tell.
That's what's there.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm thinking. I don't feel confident in it at all. I think I may have like seen Mandoid stream like once or twice before, and I don't think that was the background. I think it was like a kind of cabinet type thing. I don't think there was the collectibles. So I'm really quite stuck on this one, but I think I'm going to go for stealth.
Okay, let's see how you guys did and whether or not you were correct in your guesses with our big reveal.
Did you guess who it was? Yes, it was I. A horse all along. Imagine a horse with this.
Who's that?
Or it was me.
Oh.
Andy. She's going, yes.
Oh,
they would not have picked that in a million years.
Maybe a better look for some people's
opinions.
But yes,
Andy
this is my working room,
I wouldn't have picked it, mate.
The office.
Honestly.
So home.
What's he saying?
Yeah.
I can't hear what he's saying.
I can't hear what he's saying either, but regardless of what he's saying, I couldn't have picked it.
He's probably being mean about the fact that we got it wrong.
Your life in a box of cables
is he muted on audio potentially? Is he muted himself or is...
So that was the reveal video, and now we have Andy here joining us live. Hi.
Andy!
Don't worry, I was talking absolute rubbish through that, so you didn't miss anything. But there was no way in hell that you guys were ever going to guess it was me.
No, mate. Honestly, fair play. I mean, as I said, like white's inconclusive. You don't know if it's dude or if it's dudette. You got no idea. So.
Andy, what did you think of their guesses in relation to the camera equipment and you being a member of videography, maybe production?
So I, at first, when it was the shelf behind me, like everything on that shelf is 100% mine. From the 1980s, as you quite rightly said, Shu, the stuff from actually when I was a kid. So I'm 33 in a few months. So yeah, you got the age basically bang on. So yeah, a lot of those toys are stuff that I've collected through the years, and then as it goes over to the DVDs, that's what me and my girlfriend have just collected, and that's eventually going to get just backed up and sold. So that's going to go. But all the cameras and stuff are mine. Most of the Disney stuff, in case it wasn't obvious, is mine. The cups are shared. We both like that sort of stuff. So yeah, the adventure stuff, quite obviously, Adventure Time, and anything Rick and Morty, I've got them tattooed. So yeah, it was a hard one, to be honest, and I'll give you credit. You guys proper went detective on that.
Yeah, they did.
We tried. We tried our best, mate, and that's the whole fun of the game, right? Like,
are you surprised that they didn't pick up a little bit more on the overclockers mouse mat that you had?
Only. So I did 2 different clips originally, one with the monitor completely off, and then I was like, maybe that isn't obvious enough. So then I started to do ones with like giraffes as the screens, and I was like, that's kind of an in-joke for what we do. We always have the giraffe. So I was like, maybe that's a better cut to use. But yeah, no, I didn't think anybody was ever going to get it, because when you meet me at a show, it's just, oh look, it's that guy from Overclockers with the big belly and the big beard. Who's always grumpy, so it's kind of hard to put that in when I'd be showing myself then. So yeah.
I mean, for me, like, the Overclockers mouse mat was one thing, but I thought, is it someone from SEUK? It didn't register, mate. To be perfectly honest, I mean, I don't think I've met you, in person as such. But so yeah, for me again, I guess it would have been a really, really hard one for me personally. But
Oh,
The giraffe. I
just
know the
remembered
giraffe.
something.
I know
One
the
sec.
giraffe. I know the giraffe meme. Personally,
Yeah.
I know the giraffe meme. So
Oh, Streams runner.
I'm a little bit kicked that I didn't get it myself. I know the
Yeah,
giraffe.
it was one of those things. I was really tempted to.
Ah,
Oh god, that painting! I was
Oh,
really tempted to bring the giraffe home.
That is an amazing
Oh.
painting.
Steven's lurking in the chat, so I'm sure he's really happy to. Well, he'll be happy to see that when the chat catches back up.
We have it up in the living room. It literally is. I see it every single day. It's above the door to the kitchen, and yeah, it's constantly up.
That's very cool.
I still
Stu,
never
do
know
you
why you have
wanna-
it in there. Good
Do
choice
you
of
want
mug.
to quickly explain to people who might not know the story behind the painting itself?
Yeah. So at last EPICLAN, the guys did a little art section. I think it was Billy leading that, and everybody created some beautiful artwork, which we then auctioned off for charity. And Andy and Steve, they did a very noble job. Well, to be fair, let's give credit where it's due.
Is that a
This
pun?
beautiful
No,
knight
no
here
job?
and sword and everything was Andy's contribution, and then these kind of like what are they, hexagony things here? That's what Steve did, and like little trees and stuff. What game was this representing again?
I can't. It was something Stephen. He's lurking in the chat, so I'm sure he'll catch up. But yeah, it was something that Stephen did, and I sat down and I was like, "What is this?" And he mentioned it. I was like, "I've no idea." Okay, Googled what it was.
It is a
Splay.
very
Yeah,
nice
he's just popped up.
painting.
It's called Splay.
There you go. So it was his childhood that you made the memory of for him come to life.
Says it all.
But yeah, lovely piece.
Well-
But yeah, we raised a ton. I think we ended up like buying it for. I think it was like £100, 120 quid, something like
I
that.
was going to say it just tipped 100 quid. Yeah, we were surprised that it even got a quid. So
Well, it's a beautiful thing. That, I mean, to be fair, the canvas alone, even without the pictures, probably worth about 20 quid. So
yeah,
you know,
repaint.
exactly. Yeah, if it gets really really bad, we'll paint it white, and then we'll get our money back for sure. But no, for now, we look at it every single day. It's up in the living room, and we're constantly reminded of that time, and often giggle about it too.
But thank you for joining us, Andy. Unfortunately, you guys were not able to guess that one correctly. But let's see if you maybe have a better shot at guessing the next one.
Oh,
Thanks, Andy. Mate.
thanks,
Cheers.
Andy.
Nice one.
Oh, a console gamer.
Oh, hello.
Oh, a 3 console gamer.
Four.
Or potentially, I mean, that's probably compatible with all consoles. Oh no, there's a PC there.
Oh, whose is that?
Oh, RGB built into the case. Oh, from Scan as well.
Yep.
Interesting. Showing that off. Who do we know who works at Scan? Oh, Elgato, so they stream. Oh, they like Star Wars. C920 webcam.
Yep.
So, interesting.
Loads of clues there in that one. Tell me what you guys picked up on.
Scan PC with RGB. They do a lot of console gaming, and they also stream. So they probably stream console games. I imagine they enjoy Star Wars quite a bit. So maybe like streaming Battlefront potentially. Yeah. Beyond that, not too sure. I'm trying to think. Do we know anyone who works at Scan? I suppose Rage kind of. Maybe that could be potentially an early area to look at, but apart from that,
What about you, Juix? Any thoughts?
Do you know what? I'm going to be absolutely perfectly brutally honest. I've got no idea right now. Based on the fact that I've not seen those controllers at LAN before on one person or in the vicinity of one person, I can't recall seeing the case, the light-up case. I can't recall seeing the microphone, which is not unexpected because why would you bring a streaming microphone to LAN if you're not going to stream for LAN? Mate, for me, it's just I'm just trying to think.
Are you both in agreement right now that this person streams?
I would say, yeah, you wouldn't have any Elgato like devices unless you are streaming or have streamed in the past.
Yep. Definitely
Okay.
100%, I think, on the stream. But who? Still 0. Got nothing.
Do you guys know of anybody that does stream maybe console games?
Not so much console. Like I said before, like knowing it's like, you know, flashy kind of PC scan, lots of Elgato stickers, streaming equipment, lots of like games. I feel like that's kind of like potentially down the could be Rage, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to I think more clues will be required before I can give a proper proper guess. But that's where I am at the minute. If I had to make a guess now, that would be my guess. But I'm happy we've got some more.
Yeah,
videos.
Honestly, I couldn't even make a guess right now. I could make a guess, but I don't think it would be justified. So I need to see more.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's show you guys some more clues.
This button, some figures there. Okay, so they've staffed.
Okay, so it's staffed three times last year.
Or the Elgato. Is that glasses case? Do they have glasses?
Hang on.
Pointless button.
Where have I seen that?
I'd say that is that.
That looks like a male hand.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. New York Yankees baseball as well. So potentially someone who's travelled, a bit of a traveller, maybe.
Who's that?
I've got an idea. I've got a name in my head actually. I've got a new name. But I'm going to save that for me. I think I know. I've got an idea.
Can you tell us if it's a male or female name?
It's a male. It is a male. The hand could have been a MacGuffin though. Maybe she was like doing that, and then Mr. Man came in and then started pressing the button. So that could have been there to trick us. But I've got a name. I've got an idea. And
is it a member of Epic staff?
It is. It is indeed a staffer. It is a staffer. That badge.
I'm going to steal your word here, Juix. The medallion. Is that helped your decision making at all?
Oh, definitely. You didn't get that medallion for doing 1 or 2 events. You got that for all 3. So it's someone who's committed themselves to obviously to helping the community in the last year, 2019, which is an extremely awesome achievement in itself.
Have you guys considered that maybe this person is not necessarily just a streamer? They could be production-y, perhaps?
There's a lot of options. I think to kind of invest that much, I think you're definitely going to be, you check out the hardware. If you're production and you don't have any interest of doing that on your own, then you just get the company to pay for it. You would borrow it, and then you're good to go. You wouldn't stick the sticker on your computer. And if you're not really invested in it, or if you're just using it purely for work, again, you wouldn't put that sticker on your computer. I think anyway. Like if you, for example, I don't know, if you got an NVIDIA graphics card and you borrowed an AMD, you wouldn't put the AMD sticker on your NVIDIA computer. If you did, then you're a heathen. Why would you do that? It's madness.
Do we still think that it could be someone that works at Scam?
I'm moving away from that. I think it's purely they were showing it off as hey, look at you guys. I can get Scam PC, and it's like, okay, stop rubbing it in. All right, we understand it. We get it. Cool. So,
yeah, I'm not solely identifying that at all. I don't think that might be even a determining factor for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly need a next video. I've got a name in mind. But I think it's probably not right, so I don't want to embarrass myself.
What about the baseball that you guys saw? Does that kind of contribute anything to your thoughts about the person?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I don't know anyone at LAN who likes baseball, so
I can't put baseball to a face, name, person.
Okay, so let's show you another clip and see if you guys can get any closer to deciding.
Oh wait, okay. Oh, okay, interesting.
Don't see heaps of a Photoshop /
Yeah, okay, they've got the Creative Cloud suite.
Totally.
What is that keyboard? Oh, what is that? Where's the overclocker's mouse mat? Oh wait, as well, they've got a little switch down there, so that would lead me to be a bit more networky, and they have a Nintendo Switch too. They have both.
Okay.
They have both a little network Switch and a Nintendo Switch.
I think I've got a name, and I still think it's probably wrong, but I'm slightly more confident.
Well, don't forget, you guys still have another clip after this, but I want to pick your brains apart and kind of get an idea of the characteristics of this person.
There's nothing in there, really.
So what program did you notice that was already open on the PC, on the second monitor of this person?
They've got Premiere Pro installed and other Creative Cloud softwares, and also media was missing, which leads me to, I feel like, is another clue for this person. If he's watching, I think it's a he now. I think if they're watching, they'll probably know why I've said that. But I think I've got a good idea.
What about you, Juix? The programs that were on the screen, and what about how clean the desktop was? Does that kind of give you any indication?
To me, no. Personally, I'm not a video photo production-y type. I'll be perfectly honest. Not something I'm very au fait with.
I don't know about you guys, but my desktop is got icons everywhere, shortcuts everywhere. This person seems to have a pretty clean desktop background.
Yeah.
I think performance is something key to them, because you're having a busy desktop can impede your performance. So with wanting to render out things constantly, and if they're creating graphics or playing with After Effects or exporting an encoder, they're going to want to make sure that they're getting all of that juice from their scan PC. So keeping a clean and tidy desktop is going to be essential to achieve that.
Yeah, I need it. I need another video, and even then, I don't know if I'll get it. But yeah.
All right, let's give you guys another video.
Oh, let's go. Oh, they've even got a monitor stand there as well. So that's an interesting take to get. Pointless button, shelf of bits, white wall button on the wall. What is that? That's music.
Record. That's a record.
I Fight Dragons. Canonize. Oh, okay. I mean, that
was your final video before you guys have to make your guesses. So tell me.
That one didn't give me anything extra. Like, I saw the music-y things, but that doesn't shout out something to me.
No.
Do you know anybody that is a fan of like old records, maybe? Because in one of the photo frames, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it was actually a record.
No, it was actually like a proper vinyl.
Yeah. Big no for me.
Who's really old?
So you think this person is really old?
Not necessarily. I love vinyls. I've got vinyls myself.
Maybe they're wise beyond their years. Maybe that's a better way to to say it.
I'm going to stick with old. No, I'm joking. No, I actually got no idea. As I said, age is not a determination when you got vinyls. I mean, I've got some vinyls myself, and not that I'm young. I mean, but it does that. That's no difference.
What about you, Shoot?
Yeah, I can't say.
Yeah, the name for me hasn't changed since the second video. I feel like the third video made me be like, yeah, I think it's definitely this person. The fourth video was just a bit like I don't know. I didn't really feel like I got anything on it. So maybe I don't know this person as well as I thought I did. But yeah, I think the name is still the same in my head. So I think I'm going to stick with that name.
Okay, do you both have a name in mind right now?
For me personally, I can't decide. But actually, I probably can decide between one name. I had two names originally. Well, one at the start and one at the end. And from just sort of thinking in my head, it's not the first person. So the only person I could think of secondary and very likely to be wrong. Very likely to be wrong, but it's the only name I can come up with. So if it's not that person, well, so be it.
Okay, how about you guys guess away and give us your reasoning behind why you think it could be the person that you've decided?
Well, I think in this occasion, I think it's probably Viper, purely because of the selection of consoles that's there. I know he's got quite a varied history. He does enjoy performant computers, but don't believe he has a laptop because I've let him borrow my laptop on occasion. He is a bit savvy in terms of like networking and whatnot, so I feel like he's the kind of person who would have a little switch somewhere around his rig. Like I'm the same. I've got a little 5-port switch down there which I plug all my stuff into. So I feel like he's probably the kind of person who would also do that. There was a Nintendo Switch down at the bottom too. I know he enjoys a couple of Nintendo games here and there. And yeah, the fact that media was missing, classic Viper thing, I'd say. And yeah, works a lot with the creative cloud setup. And like I said earlier, his color scheme is generally quite white with browns thrown in when we looked at the other video, and this video was very much white with browns. So on that level, it works too.
Okay, interesting reasoning. How about you, Juix?
See, I'm going to go very close to Shu. I'm going to say I think it might be Storm as a first guess, but very closely followed by Viper. Purely because I didn't see the background. I know what Viper's back. If it was looking away from his camera, I would know exactly who it was straight away. But we never saw that. I think my first guess is going to be, Storm, purely based on what I saw. Again, I've got really, it's a guess. But yeah, it'll be followed by Viper. But as it, yeah.
Okay. So do you not necessarily have any specific factors that are leading you to believe that it could be Storm? No,
I don't. Oh, actually, kind of maybe the orientation of the PC screen in the room. If I've seen Fella on stream, it did look like he was in the corner of a room with the wall very close to his, I say, right-hand side. Like, other than that's basically the white room. I didn't see the records, but the records didn't look like they were directly behind him. Again, I could be completely wrong. The records may have been sort of offset, not quite behind him. I just don't know. So my first guess would be Fella, if not Viper. Yeah, so that's what I
think. The hand movement with the pointless button as well. I think that was the poking and prodding around. I think that's definitely very Viper-esque hand movements.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. For me, that didn't ring a bell, so to speak. But you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong.
Okay, so you're both sticking with your answers.
Yeah.
No changes.
Yeah, lock it in.
Okay, well, this person is not going to be joining us for a live call. Unfortunately, they're not available. So we're just going to go straight into the reveal video, and then you guys can give me your thoughts on what the outcome was.
Yeah, it was me! Well done, or not.
Yeah!
You didn't get it wrong. You're a fool!
Nailed it!
Well done.
Well, fair play. Fair play to you.
I honestly, I'm actually very happy with myself because,
That was a damn good guess. Like, that's why I was poking and prodding. I was like, what is it? So the score is currently 2-1 in favor of you, Juix. How does it feel?
Genuinely, I'm actually really excited because I'm like literally racking my brain to figure out who that was. And for the few times I've seen Storm on stream, the orientation of the room just looked familiar. If anything, the finger pointing on the button didn't mean anything because I haven't seen that part of the room. Literally, it was just the corner of the room that I've seen in his background. Just maybe if I didn't see the record, maybe it was the bottom, like right-hand side of the frame. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was subconscious. I don't know. But I just stab in the dark that felt familiar, and that was it. So I'm actually very happy with that. I must admit, you know.
Well, I'm impressed that your gut feeling was spot on. Shoo, what happened?
I don't know. I felt like the last hurdle. I was convinced it was like the. Yeah, I've not seen that kind of hand motion from Featherstone before. Whereas I was definitely more like, yeah, like this sounds very strange. By the way, I the more I say it, the more I hear it back myself, and I'm like, this sounds very odd. But that's the yeah, it's more of a Viper thing. I'd feel like that kind of like playing around the networking, the consoling, you know, the scan PC. That was just for me. It all added up to being Viper. So. But yeah, sorry, fella. I thought I should. I'm gonna apologize now. I should have got you. So I'm sorry. Sorry, Tom.
Tell us a little bit about the missing files that made you so certain and so convinced that it was Viper. Tell us why.
He just works a lot with external hard drives. And that's something which I always find, like, when people are working on like projects, if you're still on an external hard drive, just have it all on your PC. I can understand why, but you know, it's just working on projects. I've never actually seen him be working on a project with files missing. I was just a bit of an assumption there, but I know he does have external hard drives he works from, so I was assuming maybe that would be the thing there. But no, it's Featherstorm instead. So yeah. Interesting. Oh yeah.
Okay. So we have one more contestant, participant, or whatever you want to call them. We have one more final person that you guys have to guess. So Shu, this is your opportunity to bring it back. Provided Juix gets it wrong.
I'm on it.
You guys ready? Full focus now.
Oh, okay. Grumpy cat with a real cat. Oh, okay. I know who this is. Can I guess now?
No, you're not allowed to guess now.
Oh no!
Opinion might change in the later videos. You never know.
No, I've got this. I got that. I'd know that cat anywhere.
Away.
Yeah.
Just the cat.
I know that cat. Show me that cat. I'm done. Like I'm set. I'm set.
Okay. What about you, Juix?
Shu obviously knows this person more than I do. So at the very least, if he's certain it's going to be a tie, if my guess is correct, then I'll win. But that's all I know, because I can't be certain. I honestly can't. Quick maths. Yeah, no, I have to see another video. I really have to see another video.
Okay, so the room that you saw, obviously we saw a cat in there. Do you think it was just a room for a cat and that's it? Do you think this person's cat has its own room?
No room can hold that cat.
No, I personally think the whole house is potentially screwed with gaming objects potentially, and the cat can do what the F it likes because, as Shu said, it's a cat.
What about the portal poster that we saw? That had signatures on there. So any clues as to the kind of person this might be, what kind of, side of gaming and the industry they're in?
See, the poster was cool, but the other, as soon as you saw the cat, that was like, okay. And then there was another specific clue, which then draws your eye to which owner of said cat this is about. And that would be the pack of cards, which caught my eye.
All right. I feel so sorry for you, Juix. Would you like another clip to help you get a little bit closer?
Please, because I'm seriously struggling.
Oh, look at it.
Two-story house, everywhere. God, oh my God, the house is immaculate.
We've got that same bowl.
Whose house is this? And like, can I hire their cleaner or them to clean my house?
Oh,
please.
Oh,
Skyrim.
show
Again,
more of the cats. No,
Should
lovely
you
things.
that on the fact that you know who this is?
I'm 100% confident who this is. Yes, indeed. I'm there.
Juix.
Did you see how cute they are? They're so cute and fluffy. Oh.
Juix.
No, I'm not confident. I've got a name, but I'm not confident at all.
Okay, do you want to point out some of the stuff that you noticed during that clip to me?
Skyrim poster, cleanliness of the house, someone who's very organized. They have an immaculate house.
The
And
lawn was well kept too.
Dude, the gardens, like, I don't know if they talk to their neighbors and their back neighbors to say, like, look, keep your lawn nice, because like mine's really nice and I want the rest of it to look really good. Or they everyone that they live around is just really, 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 really organized. It looked like it was a nice summer's day. That doesn't really mean anything. I mean, grey carpet. I mean, I noticed things, but there's nothing that would sort of point me in the direction of who it was, other than an initial guess, which is again just a gut feeling. I feel like Shu might level that. I think this might end in a draw. I'll be perfectly honest, because Shu's very confident, and I'm taking a stab in the dark. Really,
You've still got 2 clips left to make your decision, so don't panic too much just yet.
I'm panicking. I'm panicking.
He's cool as the cucumber.
Did you by any chance notice the shelf that was underneath the posters with like the little cuddly things on it? And there was also a controller. It was a very nice controller, if I do say so.
There's like purpley, blacky kind of controller.
Yeah, it was a nice.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was very nice. Well themed. Lovely controller. Yeah.
You need to be full focus here now, Juix. We're gonna throw you the next clip and give you some more clues.
Oh, hello. Okay, 2. A setup. A dual setup. Valorant, Minecraft, CSGO.
Oh yeah, they are terrible at all of those games.
I know that monitor. Noble. Okay. Okay, that further signifies who I think it is. I'll be perfectly honest.
I'm feeling a little bit more confident now.
A little bit. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be right. And if I'm wrong, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But a little bit.
Clip.
Pardon?
We have another clip left after this one.
Yeah.
So tell me what you noticed about this person that stands out to you. What was it in the video that is
Simply the games on the desktop.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the surrounding environment? You said you pointed out that there was a double setup.
Someone who has, a significant other, who obviously potentially plays games next to them, with them. Obviously the dynamic of the relationship could potentially influence the fact that they've got, a PC next to each other. And that wouldn't rule out my thought. It rules out some other people that I know personally, but it doesn't rule this person out at all. So it's kind of just strengthening potentially my guess, I think.
Okay, so do you think that this potential guess is a male or female?
I think it's a female.
Okay,
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason for why that is, or any clues?
The hand in the first opening of the door scene was looked to be very feminine. Obviously, it's not definitive. I can't really, say with 100% accuracy, but I feel it was a very feminine hand, and that sort of is my justification for the first bit, which then sort of leads me to think that other things I've seen throughout the clips are on the same track.
Okay, all right. So let's give you your final clip before you have to make your decisions.
It's lovely art.
Oh my god, the house looks amazing. I want to live here. Is it for rent? Can I rent this house? Or, like, noble chair? A footstool. So they're short. It's a short person. Okay, that further justifies who I think it might be. They've got a footstool under their chair.
Okay, so people in the Twitch chat, I don't think they were able to actually hear you guys during your discussion.
Okay.
Been playing.
Yep.
So do you want to just describe the way that you described the house to us?
Okay. Firstly, I'd love to live there. That house looks amazing, immaculate. I want the art. If it's for sale, please contact me after the show. But also the footstool. I noticed the footstool. So, they may be a vertically challenged person.
Vertically challenged, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yes.
Okay, so the footstool itself, was it branded at all? Was it just a regular footstool?
Didn't see, but it was red and black. And to me, that it's very close to Epic colors, orange and black. So it's someone. If I'm taking a wild stab, it's someone who's very committed to the brand and the community and what Epic sort of stands for. Again, could be completely wrong, but it's something that's sort of just in my mind, just sort of more so the fact that the stool was there more than anything.
Okay, are you still decided on the fact that this person is a female? Is that something you've set your mind on at this point?
Yes.
Okay, did the video add anything else to solidify that thought?
The footstool, definitely. That was, for me, if I'm wrong, well, I've just been steering down the whole wrong path the entire time. But if I'm right, then potentially I think I might be with a chance. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. So should I reveal now or after shoot?
Well, you did point out that it was a double setup. So how do you know that the footstool belongs to the person that you think it does and not to that partner?
I don't.
Okay, so you're going with your gut. Is that what we're doing again?
Literally going with my gut. Literally. I don't. That I've got no idea.
Okay, so I think it's only fair that since Shu is adamant that he knows the answer and you are maybe not so sure that you should go first.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Mandoid.
Tell us why.
Sorry, Mandoid. Maybe the height. I know you're quite sure. But just the cat was one. I know you've got a cat, I think. I mean, if I'm wrong, well that's bad on me. But I know you're a very organized person. So it wouldn't surprise me your house is extremely organized. I know you have a Mrs. Mandoid. I don't know much about him or anything, but it wouldn't surprise me that you guys, considering how ingrained you are in the Epic community and what you do and the games you play and stuff like that, particularly Valorant. I know you tried Valorant with us before. CSGO, I think I know you play. Minecraft, I'm not so sure, but I know you definitely have Valorant because you played with myself and John and a few other people. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I've never met, Mr. Mandoid, so to speak. But it wouldn't surprise me, if you guys, chill out and play games together because it takes for the commitment level that I think Mandoid has into the community, that it might be sort of with the partner as well to sort of be in the gaming community as well. And so it didn't rule it out for me, and that's my stab. Yeah.
Do you not feel like if it is Mandoid, then maybe we would have seen some epic stuff about possibly, or
potentially it could be a throw off, on intentionally not showing epic stuff to make sure that people don't think that it's that. I've got I don't know. Honestly, mate, I don't know. The cat, the hand, the footstool, and Valorant is the only clues I've got. And if I get it right, well, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Shoot. Would you like to tell us who you think it is?
Yes, I was going to try and do a creative way of doing it. Oh wait, I might be able. Yes, I've got a really creative way of to say who I think it could indeed be. There we go. That's the one. It's somebody who is indeed ingrained within the community. It's somebody who is in a very, very loving partnership. And they're wonderful together. They really are. It's a little bit tricky because they're a couple. They do live together. So trying to decide which one it is, maybe
I know
a little bit of a flip. So in which case, I will say both names. I think there was a very specific clue,
one
which
second.
would denote which one it was.
I think
I'm going to stop you really quickly. We're still going to take your first choice,
Okay.
Juix.
No. Yep.
I just want to know, who do you think it is now?
Oh no! Wait!
Yep. On the money, and his misses. Andrew's misses.
So it's either
Yeah.
Mr. Noble Chairs himself, Mr. Steve, the other artist of the beautiful picture
Jess.
I showed you, or it's Jess.
Yeah.
But the reason why I would say it is Mr. Steve is due to the deck of cards we saw at the start, because as I'm sure many of you will know, he is a seasoned magician and very talented so too. So if anybody is, getting married or birthday party, hit him up at 5UP. Don't ask for a chair, just ask him to come and do some magic, and he'll be able to do that for you.
Too.
Yeah. No, very talented man. Very talented man.
Okay, so the person that the setup actually belongs to also cannot join us for a live chat.
Aww.
But we do have the reveal video for you guys. So let's see if you were right.
Hello, it's me. If you didn't notice from the clues, like noble chairs, obviously the cats.
Do you know what? I thought that
pack of cards.
if anything, his machine.
It's me, Stephen, from Noble Chairs. See you later.
What lad? Fair play.
I have a question for you, Juix. How did you not notice the wallpaper background and think it's definitely Stephen?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm as much as I do my best to jump on streams and watch Twitch and things like that. I just don't get enough sort of time to sort of jump on things like and notice things. I've seen Steve stream a few times, and I on the Twitter feed I've seen things about the cat and everything like that. And as I said, it clicked, and I had to obviously take prompting from Shu when he said his idea, and then it kind of clicked. But I didn't, honestly. I just didn't. I mean, I should have seen the noble chair and just gone, "Are you serious?" Like,
there wasn't just one noble chair. There was two noble chairs.
There was a lot of noble there.
I mean, I'm sitting in an office now in Epic HQ where we've got 1, 2, 3, at least 3 noble chairs. So for me, I'm just like, it's a great chair, so everyone's going to buy it. You don't really know. So for me, it didn't click as such.
Not everybody is going to have a noble chair's wallpaper background on their computer, though, Juix.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that. I'll be perfectly honest. But I know, yeah, I'm sitting in the chair. I mean, see when I was sitting in there now. So I didn't see it, I'll be perfectly honest. I wasn't looking at the wallpaper as such. I'm more looking at the icons, the games and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, the cat should have given it. I've seen the cat on Twitter so many times.
Lovely Juno.
Yeah, Juno, that's exactly right. I've seen the cat, and I'm gutting myself that I didn't see it, mate. So we ended up square shoe. We ended up square.
Yeah.
You guys have in fact tied. I thought Juix, as soon as after I think it was the second clip, you were like, I have an idea as to who it is. I was like, he's seen the noble chair and he's thought, you know what? Yeah, it's him. So I was like, I think Juix is gonna win this, but wow, you completely threw me off with your guess.
I threw myself off with the guess.
I saw Shu's face when you guessed Mandoid, and he was like,
I was trying to. It was the bit that was the funniest and the hardest to not say was when he said it was definitely a girl's hand. That was the bit. I was like, oh, Steve, no. Oh, it's the hand of a magician. That's what it is. It's not a lady's hand.
And when the person was short, I was like, "You, how have you come to this conclusion? You couldn't be further from the truth."
No, I don't know. I mean, I just. Sorry, Steve. I'll buy you a gin and tonic.
No.
Excellent.
We're all friends again.
You guys did a fantastic job. Thank you to everybody that has been watching this show. It's been an absolute pleasure to host this. Really well done with your detective work, guys. You know, ending on a tie isn't too shabby.